podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling,
You know the saying.
every day I'm hustling,
Stay hungry,
every day I'm hustling.
stay humble. I'm
BoxingVoice.com.
hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm gonna remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
Deontay Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass
BoxingVoice.com.
and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? But it takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Night show edition, Friday night. For all you dudes that ain't on a date with your lady, we got a date with the boxing gods. Looks like Sugar Hill Steward is available, and we're going to have him on the show. We're just waiting for him to pop in, and we're going to rock and roll. Dave, Moore's house, what it do? Talk to us.
On this, how you doing? How's everybody out there in the jam? Glad to be with you, man. And excited to talk to Sugar Hill.
Dave, I think you might want to check if you're not on Wi-Fi or something. It kind of sounds like it's going in and now, but we gonna get Sugar. Oh, that's Sugar Hill. Did he jump in? Hey, Sugar Hill jumped in early. That's what I'm talking about. How are you, man? Thank you for joining us, Sugar Hill. Appreciate you. You're on mute. You just got to mute yourself. And we will be able to hear you.
I know how to work this thing. Is it muted now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I hear you, but we hear the music in the background.
Hold on, let me try it again.
No, you muted. That's good right there.
Microphone muted now?
No, that's perfect right there, but you got the music playing. It's gonna be hard to hear you.
I'll make sure I can't hear y'all then.
Yeah, it's that music. Once you step away from the music, we gonna be alright. Call us, we They vibing over there. They vibing. Hopefully, YouTube don't vibe us out. Okay, we're gonna play some on a little. We're gonna play some on a little mute while he get that together. He dropping the headphones. I'm glad he got those too. I hate the new earbuds. They just ain't good for interviews. Those are the perfect ones for interviews, man. The string iPhone ones, yo. So we gonna be good.
Yeah, he's over there jamming out, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Chilling.
they're getting in the vibe. You know, he got Anthony Durrell, so the dog. I wonder if he's in the dog's room or something. But yeah, man, he's jamming. He's getting his headphones, and we gonna be jamming in just a bit. So if you're already joining us on the live stream, don't forget to hit that YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up. You know, drop a donation, keep the show moving. You know, this is the voice of the people. There is no equal. Unmute now, Sugar Hill. Unmute. You got unmute because I muted you. There you go.
They're going to call and tell me. They're going to take 10 minutes to get there. Okay, hello?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm good, man. Actually, I moved to Florida, so I'm doing real good.
What part of Florida?
Over by Tampa. I'm actually right here. I got lucky enough to bump into Kid Kelly.
I like the Tampa area. I got people over there.
Hey, Sugar, any way you could turn the radio down a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. That's some West Coast jam right there.
Like that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So you solo or you in the room with the dog?
What's that here?
I said you solo. Or you in the room with Anthony?
Nah, he just left. He just ate. That's what
Oh,
all the
okay.
noise was about. That was his. That was his music for digestion. Digest his food good.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, what kind of performance are you expecting tomorrow night from Anthony?
I'm expecting an exciting performance. Preferably a knockout, of course. That's the only word. That's the only word I know. I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it, but that's all I know.
Is Darrell looking like he's seeking knockouts these days?
Darrell's always seeking a knockout. That's the dog.
Now,
yeah, the dog wants to knock out every time he fights. That's why his name is the dog. Anthony likes to fight. He likes to hurt people.
Now he's been out the ring for some time. Or any concerns in that, or has he been in the gym with you all this time? Because it's almost a year.
No, he was out the ring since September. That was his last fight. So the whole last year, I think everybody's been out the ring pretty much from the COVID-19 coronavirus. So things are just starting to pick back up. But the training camp was 3 months really. So it's giving us enough time to just put things together slowly. No big rush. But for me, it was an excellent training camp.
Wow, so 3 months.
Yeah, Anthony was scheduled to fight January the 30th at first, and then they moved to February I think the 17th, and then to the 27th. So that's the reason why we had an extra long training camp. But it's been nice though. Things work out for the best. I'm a positive person, so all I can do is take the situation at hand and make it good.
So what do you know about Kyrone Davis as the opponent?
I don't know much about him. I watched a little bit of film on him, and to me, everybody's a threat. So I just have to prepare Anthony Darrell to be the best Anthony Darrell. I really study the opponents, and that's just the way I was taught by Emmanuel. So I can look at him enough in a short amount of time to figure out what I need to figure out, and then train Anthony or my fighters, for what they need to win that fight.
So I know Kyrone Davis, man. He's a decent fighter. That music is loud. I can't hear you.
I'm glad you told me that. 'Cause that's what I was expecting. I'm happy you confirmed it. I like the guys that want to fight.
Yeah,
that makes it exciting fight. I don't want nobody. I don't like the guys that be fighting nobody that's going to be running. And I saw that, when I watched this film, that he ain't no runner. So that makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only knock is that he's never fought at this weight.
Yeah, I saw that he's coming up a bit, so that it should be challenging for him. And I know that he's prepared for the fight. This is a big shot. This is a big fight for him. So these are the things that you grew up wishing and wanting to do, and this is your opportunity for him. So he has to come in. And I'm always looking at an opponent to be at his best. I can't go in a fight and thinking that because he's a smaller weight coming up that he won't be ready. Because if I had a fighter coming up, I'm gonna make sure he's ready.
And do you know Stephen Edwards? Is the trainer of Kyrone Davis? Have you guys ever met? He's formerly the trainer of Julian Williams.
No, this is the first time we've met. And if we met somewhere before, it wasn't like we had a conversation. So I would like to say forgive me if we met and I don't remember. It's so bad I don't remember stuff like I used to anymore. When I was a police officer, I remembered everything, but my life is now on the line so much to remember so many things like I used to.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you remember your stable, right? Who you working with outside of Anthony? I know you got Dapatev, right? With Salida, and obviously you got Fury. One more Russian, right? You got one more Russian?
I got a few. I got a few Russians. So there is a Aslanbek, and I would leave you to. I would prefer to leave you to try to pronounce his last name. And yeah, I have Aslanbek. I have Timur Karafov, who just fought 2 weeks ago, and at the Mohican Sun on February the 17th, was it? Yeah, February 17th he fought, and he had a first round knockout. Also, other fighters that working with the Shojahan Ergashov, 140 pounder, and let's see. So I don't. Julian Williams actually.
What? When did that happen? I mean, I did see pictures of that.
Everybody's heard about that. They heard about it before I did.
I mean, I seen pictures, but I didn't know it was official. So how long has he been with you, or has he not started an actual camp yet?
We've just worked together a few times, a couple weeks here and there. So it was yeah, that's about it really. We just worked together a few times, just getting to know each other, talking, going over some fundamentals and some strategies, and just that's for me to pick up and to kind of create a better boxing place for him.
So when what are some of the things you're looking for when deciding to take on a certain fighter? Like what makes you say yes or no? Because I'm sure you get approached often.
Well, I most of the time I guess I want to say it's rare that I say no. It's just because I've always believed I can help everybody, and that's one thing that I always try. Pretty much like I consider myself a teacher, probably more than I am a trainer, because a teacher wants everybody in the class to pass the class and to succeed. So that's part of how I look at it, and I want everybody who I come in contact with, who I'm helping, I want them to succeed. So I'm just always feeling like I can help somebody. But so to try to pick and point out certain things, I really can't do that, because I just try to give everybody a chance. You never know who's gonna turn into what, or who's gonna click at a certain time in their life, and that's something that I've learned over the years of training, and also learned from Emmanuel teaching me lessons in life. Is you never know who's gonna be what, but the best and the fair thing to do is to give them a chance.
So you think you can take Julian Williams to another world title?
I do.
And do you have a timeline for that, or are you going to just let it come naturally?
No, I don't have a timeline. Like I said, we haven't really worked together, sort of say, in a sense, like training to prepare for a fight, to actually be in that mode. But we spend some time together, we talk, and we get along. And he understands me, I understand him, and that's just the start of it.
How does that work for you? Being as though you have so many fighters, does he have to come to the Crunk Gym? Do you go to him in Philadelphia? How would that work out with Julian?
It's whatever's clever. Did that make me sound cool? Whatever's clever. Julian's been to the Crunk Gym, and he's also been away. Well, what was we? Was at Crunk Gym? We was in Las Vegas, and then we were in Florida. So it's three different places we trained at. So I guess wherever I'm at.
Oh, so
or wherever I'm at, or wherever whatever makes sense at that time.
So he was in Florida with you already? At the Fifth Street?
Yeah, he was in Florida with me during the Anthony Durrell training camp,
okay.
and Timur Karafov training camp.
What'd you use? The Fifth Street Gym?
No, I use Big Time Boxing. I'm up in Boca Del Rey.
Okay, Del Rey.
That's my spot.
Okay.
Hey Sugar, thanks for jumping on with us. When you got fighters during this pandemic time, like you just said with Anthony Durrell, with the fight keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, you worry about your fighters losing concentration and not staying on the ball, or do you just trust that they'll just be professionals and work through the situation that this country's facing?
I'll just slap them around, man. I'm keeping in line.
Sugar, you got somebody else with you in that room?
Yeah.
Oh,
they talking too loud?
So loud. I thought it was the TV.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Let me find my. Make sure I got my key here.
There we
I
go.
took him off his couch. Took him off the couch.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm relocating. So we're in a bubble here. So it's like my man. That's BB Hudson. He's in there. That's Anthony's. His chef and his applied nutritionist and performance specialist and all that stuff. So yeah, we're in a bubble. So
Hey,
yeah,
Sugar
we're a
Dirt.
little rowdy.
Yeah. Last week and the week before, we've heard a couple fighters say that being in the bubble affects their
The ability
making
to
weight.
make weight. The ability to make
Yeah.
weight and perform at their best. A lot of people been saying that.
That sounds like a personal problem.
There you go.
So you think it's just lack of preparation?
No, I can't really say because I don't feel that way, and my fighters haven't felt that way. So I can't really try to make an assumption on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say more, but then if I say too much, then it's like me just kind of guessing, and I don't want to be guessing.
We got one from David Maldonado in New York City. He's kind of a historian or loves older fighters. So he says, "What's up, Mr. Hill? One of my favorite fighters of all time is Gerald G-Man McKellen, who was also a student of the late, great Emmanuel Steward. And to me, the fighter who reminds me of him today is Edgar Berlanga. With that being said, how do you think the G-Man would do in today's 160 or 168-pound divisions? Me personally, I believe G-Man stops every one of the top guys at 160 and 168, inside 7 rounds, except for Canelo, who I feel may be the only one that beats him."
Well, I would say I agree with you, except for the last part about Canelo. I just think that that, and I hate to say it like this, but like that era of fighting, that era of fighting was knockouts. So a lot of fighters nowadays in this era are not looking for the knockout. And I hear them talking. I hear a lot of people talking about, I'm just gonna go in. I want to go in there and get a decision. And I mean, we wasn't thinking about no decision back then. We want to get a knockout, get it over with, make some excitement, entertain. That's what this is all about, entertainment. So when the fighters are going these decisions sometimes, and then they wonder why, maybe they're not getting fans in the stands and they're not getting paid maybe as much as they would like to, and they're having these big crowds. Well, you got to remember this sport. This is an entertainment sport, and that's a big part of it. If you're not entertaining, people want to see knockouts. People want to see some excitement, and if you're just sitting there going 12 rounds all the time, then I mean, even myself, that's a fight that I may not even want to watch or want to see because maybe I have other plans for the night. We talk about the excitement and stuff, but you know how it was. Everybody know how it was when Mike Tyson was fighting. It was like, okay, we're gonna order the Mike Tyson fight, and we going out tonight because we already knew it was gonna be like 1 or 3 rounds, and we gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a long time out.
Then you must love the new young kid, Berlanga, with 16 knockouts all in the first round. You must love a fighter like that.
I sure do. Bang and get it over with.
Strong style, baby.
I mean, but
you know it.
So if that was your fighter, if you had a guy that was blasting everybody in the first round, do you know what he's made of because you've been in the gym with him, or do you still need to see him go through it in a fight without the headgear and the smaller gloves?
Well, certain things have to be, I guess, developed in the gym, and I don't care if he don't go out there and fight for 12 rounds ever. Doesn't make me a difference. He's still winning. He's getting the job done because that's a part of the sport. It doesn't have to go 12 rounds, but obviously, if I'm in the gym training a fighter, I'm going to prepare him for 12 rounds. So those things have to be done in the gym, and an old saying that we would say is a lot of times the work in the gym and training and preparing for the fight is going to be harder than the fight. So you want the fight to be easy. You want to go in the gym and train hard. So when you go out there fight night should be easy.
Is Julian the only new fighter you picked up since the Fury win?
No, not exactly. No, Timur, the Russian. He's a Russian southpaw, 160 pounds. He's a very good fighter. There's a couple other fighters, but I can't. It's hard to say like pickup fighters because it's still a lot of things that happen that lock us down. So I haven't trained a few fighters like that we've talked about working together and things like that. So I don't want to prematurely say something and then it doesn't happen. But yeah, things are just a little slow right now because of the virus and things getting shut down and open back up a lot.
Speaking of not wanting to say anything and it doesn't happen, it seems like the Fury AJ is off and on, back on, to then off. Just yesterday, Fury came out and he's like, oh, AJ doesn't want to fight. They had a year to make this fight and they didn't make it. But then today, it's been released by Dan Rayfield, formerly of ESPN, that both parties have exchanged contracts. Do you foresee an AJ Fury fight for 2021?
I don't know. You about to make me get a headache again. I don't even try to think about this stuff, really, honestly. And for the reason, it just it can be stressful sometimes because you got reports saying that it's going to happen and this is going to happen, that's going to happen. But until you have a date and a venue, there's nothing happening. They can say they signed for a fight all you want to. It's an agreement, and that's fine. But if it ain't no fight date and no venue and no press conference for this fight, then we might as well not even be talking. I don't prepare myself unless there's a date, a venue, and really actually the press conference. When we have a press conference or a press release saying there's a fight on this date, that date, this time, at this place, that's what I'm ready for. That's when I'm ready to go into fight mode. So I get asked these questions a lot, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm not getting a headache this time.
Like, when do you think you're notified? Like,
I'll know as soon as it happens. Tyson's gonna call me as soon as it's happening because he's gonna be ready to go to work. He's gonna be like, yeah.
And you guys have already decided on a location for holding the camp, or is that still up in the air?
Yeah. So I got to be funny. I don't think about that either because if I don't know where the fight is at, how do I know where to put the camp at?
Okay, but I mean,
I just leave myself totally clear and free of some stress. I could be working on some new fighters and new things besides worrying about where I'm having it. I could think of 10 different places to have camp at, but then they put the fight somewhere and maybe halfway in outer space. Then we're some kind of different time zone. Then how can I even prepare my fighter for that? I had to change all the 10 things I hadn't thought about to think of something else.
So we know you've been with Anthony, obviously, for his fight, but when's the last time you saw Tyson?
I saw Tyson in Christmas, New Year. Yeah, he was over here in Florida.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I tried to tell people. I seen pictures of him in Florida. I didn't know if it was real, though.
Yeah, he was in Florida. He was in England. He was, he's everywhere.
So, the reports are Middle East. Where would ideally, if it did happen in the Middle East, where would you want to hold camp? Would you still stick with Florida, or would you get a little closer?
I don't know. Now you're making me think about it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to add up these time zones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're making me reach a little bit for it. But, I mean, obviously it would be close, to that time zone. It wouldn't be so far off to be training in Vegas or Florida when you got to travel halfway around the world. At least probably 8 hours different time zone. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely try to have the training camp close to that time zone where it's not going to be too much on the stress on everybody involved in the camp going to that place and adjusting.
How do you go through like sparring partner selection? Like for instance, for Anthony Durrell, you didn't watch much tape on Chiron, so do you just get the best sparring available, or do you get sparring that can kind of emulate and, create the opponent that you're going to face?
I try to get the sharpest sparring. Sometimes I can't get sparring that's going to emulate the opponents. So the best thing I can do is get my fighter the best sparring possible. And if I have to teach some of the sparring partners to make them to better in training camp, then I'll do that as well, just because I want the best for my fighter.
What do you mean teach them? Teach them what?
I'll teach them. I'll train them too.
Okay. So
Because if they're not giving me what I need for Anthony, and maybe it could just be a small little adjustment, something they're doing wrong, and I can tell them, I can correct something, and they start performing better. That's going to make my fighter perform better. It's just the best work. It makes the best sense for me. I'm not going to be the trainer that sits there and let's say my fighter's just beating up on this guy all the day. And how's that going to make him better if he doesn't have a good competition because it's easy for him? I got to put something in front of him that's challenging.
We got King Amin in Essex that says, peace, coach. Had you ever crossed paths with Deontay Wilder prior to the Fury fight? And if so, what was your impression, boxing or otherwise?
Definitely I've crossed paths with Deontay Wilder. We're friends. We have conversation before. It's always been cordial and friendly. We never had a problem before, ever.
Jordan Baker, right here in Florida, says, do you believe you can bring anybody from pillow fist to knockout artists? Adrian Broner, for example. Could you have that guy at least giving people a bloody lip?
Like I said, I feel I could help anybody. But the most important thing is, regardless to what I know I can do, that fighter has to be on the same page and have to give everything, to my idea and my teachings, and we have to be on the same page. So it was asked of me before, like, as to say, like, I'm solely responsible for Tyson Fury, whatever power, knocking out, and all that stuff. And I mean, just because of the way it's said, but I understand it in a different way. All the credit doesn't go to me. I can't sit there and say that, because there's been many situations where the trainer's telling the fighter what to do and how to do it. And if that fighter don't listen, it doesn't mean a dang on thing. So for me, I believe it has to be a 50-50. If I'm telling this fighter to do it and he don't do it, then how good does that make me or him? So this is like a relationship. Now, if he's giving me everything, I'm giving him everything, then you're going to get those kind of results, period.
Sugar, when we saw you over in Morecambe Bay, or where Tyson Fury's from,
yeah,
that he built, we know that Fury's family is, heavily involved in Tyson's career. How easy was it for Big John and the other families to kind of let the reins go and let you and Tyson do your thing and work without them jumping in too much?
When I was over in Morecambe Bay?
Yeah, in the new gym that he built over there.
Oh, that was easy. He already won the fight in a sensational way, so I don't think it's too much.
First time meeting Big John Fury and some of the other family members?
Yeah, that was my no. That was my first time meeting Big John. I believe I met everybody else because they were in Las Vegas for the fight, and also in training camp as the brothers and cousins, and they were all in training camp and at the fight. The only one I didn't meet was Big John, but we had talked on the phone and had conversation, and when we met each other, it was just it was almost like we knew each other already.
All love.
Yeah. So that whole situation is it's a kind of a unique situation, because the relationship that we have, I have with that family, it goes, it started with Andy Lee. So Andy Lee is the cousin of Tyson Fury, and Andy Lee lived with me and Emmanuel for 7 years. We all stayed in the same house. So, to me, Andy Lee is like a brother. He's like family. He knows all of my family, and I know all of his family. And when we got together, actually, when Tyson came over to the U.S. in 2010, Tyson stayed with us for 3 weeks, and then we went away to camp to Austria for training camp for another 8 weeks. So we've had a relationship before that, before this fight. So everybody was all familiar with everybody, and everybody was on the same page, and yeah, no problems at all.
Would you say that Fury is your Vlad to Steward, to Emmanuel Steward, or do you need more fights with Fury to be able to claim that status?
Yeah, that was a pretty good question. He got me doing the Arsenio Hall. I just think that we have a good relationship, and that we trust each other, and that we believe in each other, and we have fun around each other, and it's it's a good relationship. Very similar to the relationship that Emmanuel had with Vladimir, but I think me and Tyson's relationship is closer than Emmanuel and Vladimir's relationship, just because of the history that we've had before, linking up and working together as a trainer and fighter.
Israel Weber in Oklahoma says, I just want to say congratulations. I see no one even coming close to Fury after what we saw this time last year. All they'll do is talk, and I question whether he fights and actually contenders. I'm lost with that one. All right. All they'll do is talk, and I question whether he fights any actual contenders, because I truly believe very few of the heavyweights can even try to BS themselves into believing they have a chance. By the way, next time in Oklahoma, lunch is on Izzy, he says. So, damn, he thinks that no other heavyweight even comes close to beating Tyson Fury. Do you agree with that no one is on his level?
I definitely like that positivity and optimist. So, yeah, I'm having a little trouble with, Tyson not being as active as I would like him to be and as he would like to be. And I have a suggestion, and I've told Tyson this before in a jokingly manner, but I'm really serious. I don't know if you remember the movie called Digstown.
Yes.
I'm
that's
thinking
with
something
Morgan
like
Freeman,
that.
right?
No, Lou Gossett Jr.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yep. That's the guy from Top Gun, I think he was in, right? Top Gun?
Yep. No, it was some other kind of move, flight, Eagle something, Eagle Eye
I
or
remember
something, the other kind of
Lou
flying
Gossett
movie.
Jr. like as a flight captain or something. But I do remember Digstown. He had the blue jumpsuit on, like a blue tracksuit on, and he was a trainer, right? Wasn't he a trainer?
Now Lou Gossett was the fighter actually,
Oh.
so he had to fight 10 guys, and I think it was 10 days or something like that. Something like that. So yeah, that's my kind of idea for Tyson Fury. Just put him in front of him, line him up, whoever, it doesn't matter. Just to keep him busy. I do believe him as being a very, very dominant heavyweight. We really haven't even worked together as much to create more things in Tyson's arsenal. But I did enjoy the time that I spent over in England working with him for 2.5 months, and that was something that me and Tyson had agreed to. At least every 3 months we need to work together, at least a month, just to train, not just sit and train for a fight, because there's so many more things that Tyson Fury can do, and that I want to work on with him, so that when he does go out and fight the next fight, everybody's looking and saying, dang, like for real, like on that level, to his skills and his ability as a fighter. And so I do believe in Tyson Fury as being, that dominant heavyweight for as long as he wants to be.
After the Wilder and Fury fight.
But hold on, I'm sorry. But I should really downplay it and say that Tyson Fury, he's washed up, and he's no good. He don't really like training, just so maybe we can get a fight.
So you think you can't get a fight?
It's seeming that way.
Yeah, I mean,
it's making me, and I listen, because I do things like professionally, but I still got my silly side. So yeah, the silly side of me would say a lot more, and that's part of it. Like, yeah, Tyson don't really want to fight. He's lazy. He's fat. He went out to Malcolm's Bay when it was cold, looked like a big fat slob. Back up to about 370 pounds, 30 pounds under the 400 pounds. He's just faking like he's training. He ain't doing nothing but eating and drinking Diet Cokes all day. Somebody please fight him so they get this is the right time for it.
After Fury's last fight against Deontay, how busy has your phone been? I'm imagining a bunch of fighters are calling you to try to get time in that gym.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get phone calls. I'm not going to sit here and try to say, "Oh, yeah, it's but I mean, it's just part of the business. People want to train.
That was a big moment. I'm assuming that a lot of fighters would reach out after that.
Yeah, and it's true, but I think it hasn't been maybe what it could have been or should have been. Not could should have been, but what it could have been because of COVID. So at that time everybody was locked down. So when nobody thinking about no fight, everybody was thinking about their life.
That's true.
Definitely true. We got Ken in Haiti that says, "What's going on, Mr. Hill?"
In Haiti?
In Haiti. He says,
Sucker fifth.
It's Ken from Haiti. Do you agree with Fury on not giving Wilder a rematch based on the allegations? In other words, if you were in Fury's shoes, would you refuse the rematch as well?
I never recall Tyson Fury refusing a rematch.
Yeah, he's got a quote where he says, because of everything Wilder said, he'll never fight him again.
Oh, well, yeah, so it's been a lot said, so
there's been a lot said.
But I'm sure if he had to fight him again, I mean, he wouldn't have a problem with it. He wanted to fight him already, but yeah, so maybe something may change. If that's the way he feels at that time, then that's fine. I don't know when that was said, but as far as I know, I've never heard him say that before. But they were scheduled to fight, and as far as the promotions and things like that, and the venue and everything, it wasn't able to happen. Those kind of things have a time limit, and you can't just sit and hold people back, forever because of this fight. Things have to move forward the same way with this Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight. There are time restrictions in between, in stipulation with these contracts. They sign a contract, but that doesn't mean that they got to sit here and try to negotiate it for 3 years, and both fighters just sitting around doing nothing. So that was part of the stipulation with the Deontay Wilder and Tyson fight. There is a time limit, and it just wasn't made. I do believe that the fight would have been made if this coronavirus thing didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because it just makes more sense. It puts a lot more stress on that kind of a fight. That kind of a fight needs a crowd. I mean, that's one of those mega fights still. So that's the heavyweight division, the granddaddy division of them all. And that kind of a fight, those kind of fights need an audience of some sort. That's what makes it exciting. I like to see 100,000 fans in the stands cheering and stuff like that. That's excitement.
I don't want to say were you around because you look pretty young, but were you, I guess, old enough to comprehend everything that George was when George went through this similar situation? Because you watch documentaries and it's like George blamed a lot of different things for his loss. So I wanted to know, you being older, maybe you can tell us some of the excuses he made, and I guess if there are other fighters that go through that when you've never suffered a loss, is this just the normal?
You know what? I can't say it's just normal because, as we know, everyone's different and everyone has different emotions and different thoughts. So, everyone's different. Everyone's going to react different to it. So, how somebody reacts to having their first loss is going to be totally different than somebody else. For me to try to put a stipulation on that would be unfair, just because of that person's mind state and what that person believes in and how he feels.
But do you remember any of George's excuses? Obviously, again, I'm too young. Do you remember that time, and do you remember any of his excuses?
Listen, man, you was in high school together, so I'm too young too.
He put me there.
I think you was 1 grade over me.
I love it. Hold on. We got another one here from Big Casual. Says, do you have any concern with Tyson Fury going straight into an AJ fight after being out of the ring a year plus? Don't you think Tyson may need to get some ring rust off before going into such a huge unification bout?
Hey, bang and get it over with.
What you mean bang and get it over with?
Bang and get it over with. That's the old ghetto boys and stuff, Bang and get it over with. Yeah, just do it. Hey, no need to get no warm ups. Let's just do it.
I don't know.
Tyson's been training. He hasn't. Oops, did I say he's been training? I forgot. I told everybody he wasn't training. He's just fooling everybody. So
you just said he was looking fat when he went to swim.
Yeah, that's my fault. I forgot he was looking fat.
Like Sugar, if AJ and Fury do fight, obviously you got people on Fury's side, you got people on AJ's side, but this is probably going to be the first time that the boxing public, the journalists, will have Fury as the favorite. Now, Fury needs that mindset, that little edge to him when he goes into a big fight, like everybody's against him. Do you think that'll have an effect on Fury and his preparations and the build-up to that fight if it were to happen?
Nah, Fury don't need that. Fury will be just as motivated as I am, and if I'm motivated, he's gonna be motivated. So that's that kind of a bond, and how we vibe. So it doesn't matter who he's gonna go in there and fight, regardless. It could be somebody that you never heard of before, but the attitude and mentality is still the same. It's that crunk style, bang, get it over with.
We got, who's up next? Looking like Victor Banuelos. In your opinion, what tools would Canelo have to use in order to defeat Jamal Charlo, and vice versa? How could Charlo win this super fight?
I really believe that fight, both of those fighters will have to use every tool they have. Those two fighters are the elite fighters in those divisions, and I admire both those fighters. So whichever fighter is going to stick to the game plan and really make adjustments in that fight, so whatever fighter making the adjustments and understanding what they have to do to win and changing up. I don't believe that fight you can just fight one style only. It's going to just be a different strategies going through the fights. Maybe 2 rounds. It might be Canelo's aggressive. Charlo may be aggressive. Then Canelo's boxing, and at some point, that's going to change. It's like a chess match. So that's the way I see that fight happening. So who's ever on top of their game, using all their tools, is going to be the winner of that fight.
Next one is coming from Trav FDY in Texas. He says, what's up, coach? When Adonis Stevenson fought Badu Jack, I thought he won, but I could see where he regressed and felt he should have retired. Did you, his promoter, manager, or anyone try to talk to him into retirement before he fought Vazdat?
No, I didn't think Adonis should retire after the Badu Jack fight. That was a tough fight, and I can't sit and say, for me personally, I couldn't sit here and say that, I thought Adonis won that fight. Any close fight, anything close, I pretty much give it to the opponent, just because I don't expect anybody to give me anything or give, I'm not looking for a gift. I believe in hard work paying off, and I believe in knockouts. If you go get the knockout, you don't have to worry about the judges. So if a fighter fights and it's a close fight, I can't argue too much. I do know how to read a fight and to know how to score a fight to understand if my fight is winning or losing. I'm not going to sit there and tell him he's winning and he's losing, and I'm not going to sit here and tell him he won that round if it's a close round. If it's a close round, you lost that round. You better pick it up.
2 more questions, coach, and we will let you go. We got LDUBB Boxing, who says, ask coach, does he have...
LDUBB.
Ask Coach, does he have extra motivation going up against Breadman tomorrow? I'm asking because of the J-Rock connection between the two coaches.
No.
So basically, do you want to stick it to Breadman before you take his old fighter to new heights?
I don't even think like that. So, no.
Karma, man. That's what I'm trying to tell these guys. Count Drago says, are you worried about the long layoff weight-wise and weight gain for Fury?
Yes. Thank you. As I said earlier. Yeah, I'm worried.
Man. So, I mean, obviously he's a dude that can take off weight easy, too, though, because he balloons up, but he definitely drops that weight.
His body can't keep taking them 400 pounds and dropping down 400 pounds. That's tearing the body up a lot more, you know. So, with Tyson getting big right now, like I think he is, I don't know if he can get that weight off. I don't know if he'll be the same Tyson Fury as he was in the second Deontay Wilder fight. I mean, this is a scary thing for me, man. I just need people to listen to me and understand, you know.
Coach Myers in Connecticut says, what other fighters are you working at? What other fighters are you working with that we should be on the lookout for?
Let's look out for Julian Williams. I like Julian Williams. Let's look out for Timur Karabov. Let's look out for Anthony the Dog Durrell tomorrow night on Fox. Let's see, Opti, and then I would like you to pronounce his last name, Divat, my Chechen. Oh, you're not gonna try it this time.
Nah, I thought it was Dapatev or something like that, but I guess I'm all wrong.
The first name is Opti, and then the last name is Divat, I think something like that. But yeah, I've always had trouble pronouncing the last name. So yeah, I've got a few guys that you should look out for. I always keep me some guys around.
Yeah,
that's the only way to have a strong team. You know, when you got a group of guys and I feel like they all learning and they all competitive with each other, and you know that's everything. When they say steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. I grew up in the Crunk gym, so. You know what we had there? We had nothing but world champions, boxing world champions. You can't get any better than that. So that's what I believe in, totally. With having a strong team and a foundation for creating champions.
So you don't get any like walk-ins in your gym? You don't got no amateurs there? We'll never see you turn someone from amateur to pro. Is those days over because of your popularity and you just get high-level fighters at this point?
No, totally wrong. I really love my amateur teaching, the amateur program. That to me is still, probably more exciting than, these professional fighters, because it's a certain look in these young kids' eyes that they're learning, they're getting attention, they're doing something good, they're getting a lot of positive feedback, positive energy, and just to look at them learning new things. That's like having your own kids when you see them learning and growing. That's powerful. And for me, it's exciting. And I just love doing that, a lot, So, yeah, when things are a little more settled in, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to have my amateur team back again and have one of the strongest amateur teams in the country again. That was fun, man. I mean, we had so many guys in that program that were, the top guys. I remember going to the tournaments, and back then you had 12 weight divisions, and we had 11 guys. So we was guaranteed. I mean, not to say it like that, but it was almost guaranteed. We didn't think about fighting in the States. We're gonna walk through the States. We're gonna go through the regionals, and all we doing is looking for the nationals and getting to the finals or semifinals. And that's what most of the guys were. If they were gonna lose, it would be around that time. But that's the most fun part about the boxing to me is taking the fighters from the scratch and from the beginning and creating your own mold and watching them grow. And not just in boxing, that's just in life, because as a trainer, of the youth, I mean, it's a lot more than just training them and everything. I mean, we all had relationships. It was like I'm with the kids Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on Friday night we hitting the road, going out of town, fighting Saturday, driving back Sunday. I see you in the gym again Monday, and this was every day because boxing doesn't have a season. It doesn't shut down. It doesn't have a season like football, baseball, and basketball and those other sports. It's all year round, and taking these kids to different places, seeing different parts of the country, seeing different, um, you know, just different communities. It makes a big difference in their lives and them learning different things. So when they get older and start raising their kids, then it's how do I do that? And accept, decline. Oh, am I still there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just being able to raise those kids and actually, watching them grow, and now a lot of the kids that I've grew up raising and things like that come through the program, they have kids now, and I watch them with their kids, and it's so funny because they're telling their kids not to do and to do some of the things that I told and taught them to do.
But I meant like turn one from amateur to pro. Like, do you still have the desire to do that?
Oh yeah, that's the desire right there. From taking them from scratch, watching them grow, watching them turn into a champion.
All right. I think we got one.
That's what I said, but I just gave like this long around the corner way, and I got too technical with it. I was feeling it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I love doing that still. So I got a little, worried. I apologize for that.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's good to see that you still have that passion for the amateurs because it shows that it's not about money for you. And that's not even why I asked. I just asked because of the long road, Be like you said, being able to mold someone and teach them every step of the way. I didn't know if you still had the desire for that or you just don't have the time because so many established fighters are trying to work with you at this moment. But we have Coach Myers coming right back in Connecticut who says, if Andre Ward came out of retirement back to fight Canelo, who wins and how?
For that fight, I would like Andre Ward. I like Andre Ward because
even off a layoff, or he needs some tune-ups because he's been out maybe 3-4 years now.
Man, I don't care. That's Andre Ward.
Wow.
Yeah, Andre Ward. The thing about Andre Ward that's special is his ability to think. He wouldn't come out. I don't believe he would come out of retirement to take a fight. He know he ain't gonna win. He believes strongly in himself, and I believe in Andre Ward's abilities and his knowledge and the way he thinks and strategizes. I mean, yeah, Andre Ward is a great fighter. Nothing, not taking anything from Canelo, but I would just have to believe in Andre Ward myself just because of his abilities and the things that he's done in boxing already.
Now, I don't know like how much you follow the media in the boxing world, but did you get wind of Teofimo's iconic purse bid win yesterday?
I was reading a little bit about that this morning, yeah. So that was 6 million, something like that.
6 million
by Thriller.
Yeah. Are you shocked that an outside entity has they're getting in the boxing game?
It was strange to see. So yeah, it sounds exciting to me. I don't know how that actually turned out to be, but yeah, we'll find out. I was thinking about it a little bit. I was like, man, outside, because I never heard of Thriller, so I'm like, wait a minute. So Top Rank didn't do it, and Matchroom, okay. So I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was shocking.
We'll see what happens here.
But I'll give you some backstory. So Thriller, I don't know if you know, they're the ones that did the Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. No, it was Mike Tyson, Roy Jones pay-per-view that did 1.9 million on pay-per-view. But so they're there.
So maybe they know something we don't know.
I don't know, man. I want to say they do know something, but man, they outbid Top Rank almost by 3 times, and
But didn't they do good on that Mike Tyson Roy Jones?
They did 1.9.
Yeah, so hey, I guess they want to flip. Let's flip it. Let's put the money back in it then.
Yeah, a lot of haters don't want to call it iconic or unprecedented, but I don't remember any lightweight making 6 million or getting 6 million on the purse bid. You know, you could talk to me about heavyweights. Like I remember Vlad and Povetkin, that purse bid was like 27 million, but those are heavyweights. You know, this guy being so light, it's big news. Big news.
But you know why? You know why?
No.
Come on, somebody gotta know what I'm gonna say already.
The takeover? I don't
No, heavyweights is a real division.
Yeah, but for lightweights, because that man's getting knockouts. He's exciting.
Yep.
That's what brings in the fans and the money, excitement. Mm-hmm. And he's exciting. You don't know. For the most part, we know he's gonna knock somebody out. That's what he's been doing. But not just knocking them out. I mean, these are electrifying knockouts.
Highlight reels.
Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Highlight. Play it back again and again.
Hey, Coach, after the fight tomorrow night with Anthony, how soon are we going to until we see you back with Tyson face to face, working together in the ring?
I don't know. I mean,
right after. Tell us that you going there right after the fight.
No, I'm on the first thing smoking back to Detroit. I have my fighter Timur Karafov. He's fighting again March the 5th on the undercard of the Clarissa Shields fight in Flint. So I'm back busy again. So I stay busy, man. When I stay busy, I stay sharp.
Salita brings you a lot of fighters, huh?
Oh.
He keep that Crunk gym packed with his fighters. I see. Didn't you guys throw a show there the other day? Not the other day, but like 2 months ago.
In August.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
August.
So that was Vladimir Shishkin and Timur. That was the first time I got to work with Timur in August. So yeah, I had Vladimir Shishkin and Timur Karafov fighting in the Crunk gym.
How was that? Because you guys used to put on shows in the old Crunk, right?
Not exactly. We had some amateur fights and things like that in the old Crunk gym itself, like to advance to tournaments for the Detroit Golden Gloves, things like that, or to even go to the Ohio State Fair or some kind of box off. But yeah, that was a good event for me. It was a historical event to have a real live boxing show. A sanctioned boxing show inside the Crunk gym.
How many seats did you fit, or was it no seats because of COVID?
No seats because of COVID.
Oh wow! And well, I mean, you wouldn't know like the staff number capacity, right? Like how many people were there for staff?
It would have been. Oh no, I don't know. I don't be paying attention to that stuff. Man, I'm going there. I'm going in there to win. I have to ask at the end of the fight, like, how was the crowd? I have to ask that a lot. Like, was it a crowd? Because I don't see nothing. Yeah. I'm just focused on a fight.
We got J.D. Spades that says, Sugar, who's your pound for pound #1 fighter right now?
Tyson Gypsy King Fury.
So who's next? Wait a minute. First of all, how you putting Tyson above Canelo?
Oh, I thought he said mine, like my.
Yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
my, like my. I thought I took the question as my personal fighter, like I'm training.
Oh no, like who's your #1 pound for pound fighter in the game, not in your stable?
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, Tyson Fury.
There you go.
What a setup!
I got the same answer for every question. Yeah,
how
Tyson
you gonna
Fury.
put Tyson above Canelo though? Canelo's actually moving up in divisions. Tyson's always been a heavyweight.
What tell Canelo to come on up to the heavyweight division there?
He wanted some of Usyk, man. I think he could take Usyk.
Hey, speaking of other fighters in Canelo, Sugar, if Canelo wins tomorrow night, I guess the rumor is he's going to be fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Now, we all know that Billy Joe Saunders and Tyson are very close.
Very close.
Have you had a chance to meet Billy? Have you been around him while he's been working out? What do you think about Billy Joe Saunders?
Would he hire you for the big fight? You think he'll hire you for this big fight?
I don't know. I just keep doing what I'm doing.
Power.
Listen to me. If you get hired and what if he gets a knockout? He's not known for knockouts. That would be insane.
I mean,
You need some power.
Then I guess I'd be in trouble again, wouldn't I? Man, oh boy.
But yeah, have you met him at all, or do you like?
No, I haven't met Billy Joe. I've spoke to him on the phone with Tyson on FaceTime and things like that, but I haven't met him personally. The only other encounter I came in with Billy Joe Sanders was when he fought Andy Lee. So
You were in the corner that night.
I was close enough, but no, I wasn't in the corner.
Yeah.
I was right behind the corner, about to get into a fight with somebody. So,
Oh man,
That was a good fight.
I was screwing my head off, and it was a guy next to me. He was like, "Hey, man, there's women around here." I'm like, "Man, we had a boxing fight, man. What are you talking about?" But I didn't see a lady right there. She was on the other side of him, so I was just like, "I'm into the fight, man. I'm not paying attention." And I was
someone with Billy
cheering.
Joe's style. Do you think he has a chance against someone like Canelo?
Yeah. Billy Joe's a boxer and a slick boxer, and as well, he's a softball, right? Yeah. So I think Canelo had a little bit of trouble with Urslan De Lara in that fight. I believe Canelo has a little trouble with actual real boxers. Most of the guys that he fights, they don't have that pure, that pure boxing skill where they just slick and very comfortable in what they do as in boxing. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting fight.
Well, Mr. Stewart, those are all our questions. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow. I'm sure you guys won't need it unless Kyrone shocks us all. Moving up in weight. I think he's moving up 2 divisions for this. I think he was 154. I'm actually...
Hey, man, Canelo came up, man. Don't be doing people like that.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, that's why I'm clued in. Like, what if he shocks us all? I mean, it's going to be bad for you, though.
Will it?
I mean, if Kyrone moves up and stops the dog or beats the dog, hell yeah. That's no bueno. He's not supposed to be winning.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing about that. I'll let you say it.
I told Kyrone, he's my guy, man. But this is like, I don't know. I don't know. We gonna see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah. Tune in tomorrow on Fox.
Listen, hopefully your guy doesn't have any rust, man, and Kyrone can't capitalize on that rust.
Yeah, that should be pretty interesting. Moving up in division, Anthony Durrell, Rust, that's
almost 2 years out too, right? Because
but it sounds better when you say 2 years out. So it was in September he fought, but 2 years just sounds much more exciting.
But it's September 2019 he fought.
Was it 19?
Hell yeah.
I was 20. Nah. No, right. You're right. 19.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, so
it's been a minute.
Yeah, man. 3 years then. Shit. Yeah. It's been almost 3 years since Anthony fought.
Hold on. Did he get older too? How old is he now?
Yeah, every year go by.
Sheesh. Let's put him at 36. Oh wow. It's almost 2 years off, sugar.
Yeah, he still got teeth though. They said his dog will bite. He got teeth, don't he?
Still can bite?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you want to give out any social media? I see you got that blue chick Instagram showing you respect, huh?
So, listen, I just was talking today about that because I have no idea what that stuff means or nothing like that. I'm not into the social media so much like that.
It means that's the real Sugar Hill right there behind
that
account.
When I got the tick, they were like, "Oh, you got the tick," and I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" Like, I'm not into like that. I'm old school, So it's like a tick. That's like everybody's so caught up in this blue Sugar. Tick. Yeah, like verify for what? I am who I am. I gotta have somebody verify who I am. So it's kind of it's all new to me. The social media and try. It take me about 20 minutes just to put a post up. Anthony goes through posts and pop, boom. Tyson, they all do that stuff so fast. I'm sitting here like, okay, I need to type in words. How do I get a word on there?
Hire somebody, man. You got a stable full of fighters. Your social media should be popping, really.
You know what? I'm so selective. Like, so when I do certain things, like if I'm taking video, like I'm taking the videos a certain way, like I'm into that, like video photography and stuff like that, and I'm only into it because I was getting dogged out by Emmanuel, for doing stuff wrong. He was very particular about those kind of things. So yeah, now I'm the same way. So things have to be done a certain way for me, like certain worded a certain way. It means a lot though with the way it's worded and the way the pictures are taken and things like that. But a lot of people don't realize they put up a blurry picture and yeah, I'm looking like, man, I can't even see this picture. Why would you even put this kind of picture up? Or they put in a picture of them with all this background and the picture of them is small. No, blow the picture up. You want people to see you. Now I don't want to see a whole background. I don't want to see the trash can in the background and the chandelier hanging. I mean, we want to see you. So yeah, I'm very particular about that. So I've thought about doing something like that, but it's still a work in progress.
Well, thank you once again. If you can, give out that social media for anybody that isn't following you can do so. And we do appreciate your time, man. And again, best of luck.
Yeah, it's Crunk Sugar Hill at Instagram, and then the official Crunk is the Crunk Boxing Team Instagram, and yeah, I guess that's I don't know what else to say, man. See, I'm gonna have to write me a list. Give me some note cards.
Nah, you did great, man. We appreciate your time.
Or give me one of them old Rolodexes and just keep notes in it. Just
you ain't
scroll
gonna have
through,
nowhere to
roll
put it.
through
Where you gonna put a Rolodex in these days?
I'm gonna have to carry an old briefcase and then just keep it in the briefcase.
Your phone got the Rolodex now. It's unlimited.
I
You can just
want to
keep
go
putting
old
them in
school. I want to
there.
write it. When I write things down, I remember them a lot better.
Yo, who's your second? Do you have a chief second? Right? Is it called chief second? Who helps you?
It depends. I like one of my guys that I grew up with. Name is Theatrics Chambers, from Detroit. He's an old school fighter. I like old school guys who keep it simple and basic. So he was a crunk fighter as well, and yeah, he believes in punching. So I like messing with him. I got a lot of guys that I work with that we work together, but for the most part, like a lot of times I do it myself. Just because I'm just, I may be in a certain situation, but if I'm away and I need somebody to help me out at home and stuff like that with different fighters, but a lot of times, you can't just say, "Hey, train with him." I mean, they have to have a relationship too. It's not just you gonna just throw somebody off on somebody else. That's like, ugh.
Nah, I'm just shocked. Like, there's not that's Sugar Hill's cousin at the gym, and he also does pads and is in people's ear. None of that. It's just you.
You know who I like help me a lot, and maybe it's bad to say I like my fighters to help train because of the way I explain things, and they can explain it because they've heard it from me so many times. They're gonna explain it the same way, and that's how I used to do with the amateur team. If we were at a tournament or something, and I'm working a corner, I tell my other fighters to go ahead, go over there, you work his corner. I mean, naturally, I would take the fight that's the hardest fight and give them the one with the easier fight, and then just kind of like watch back and forth and maybe. But yeah, I mean, I trust my fighters, a lot because yeah, they're gonna teach what they know.
Okay.
They're not gonna be telling the fighter to do something he can't do. I hear that a lot of times. They're gonna tell. I'm not gonna. How can you tell a fighter to do something that he ain't been trained to do? Silly.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, Sugar Man, thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of your night. We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. I enjoyed myself, and I know you sent me a text about that. So yeah, I enjoyed myself.
Nah, I enjoyed it too, man. We gonna be hitting you up pretty soon, probably right after Anthony get this win. Hopefully, Can't count Kyrome out. Can't count Kyrome out. Daring to be great, moving up 2 divisions.
Yeah, I'm an optimist. It should be a good a good viewing on television tomorrow. So, an exciting fight.
Well, all right, man. Thank you so much. Once again, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Crunk, Sugar Hill. Peace.
Thanks, Coach.
We got 704 that says, great interview. Glad I was able to catch it in time. Smash the thumbs up button from Mr. 704 on the prowl. We
It
got
like
any more
gonna
super
give
chats?
us-
What happened?
I said it didn't look like he was gonna give us much on that AJ Fury fight though.
Nah. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
A
do?
trainer can't announce a big fight like that.
Nah, not at all.
Can't blame him.
Let me get to it looks like we got Amin on the line. I'm gonna go out to these phone calls. You know the number to call in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, add Nesta Gibbs on Skype. Let me go out to King Amin in Essex. But first,
remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Always, man. Great show. Listen, you know what I'm saying? For a 12-hour day, you burn 4 and listen 4 times a day. You feel me? I'm loving it, man. I like what he was talking about, man. He's real old school, man. Like, he's talking about, like, he don't get ready, like Sugar Hill, that is. And I mean, somebody mentioned about the name, like he changed his whole name. I mean, you got to hold on to that legacy. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't get the last name, that was probably, you know what I'm saying, his mother's brother. But the skills, the family trade has been passed down to him. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really making fun of the name change. He's continuing that legacy. I mean, and I like that he trained in J-Rock. I like that some established fighters are sliding over there to see what he can offer, and that the Crump gym is coming back to prominence. You know what I'm saying? So I like what's happening over there. Great show, great interview. Listen, man, TBV as always, man. I'm out.
You already know. Thanks for calling in. Real quick, it's time to ring the alarm. We just got a new member joining. CYP, we going to you. And Jay Spades, thank you for becoming a member. CYP, talk to us.
Yeah, let me know if y'all hear me.
It's a little muffled.
Hold on.
You don't sound like normal.
Yeah, hear me now?
Yep.
All right, no. Only thing I want to say is it is perfectly legal for Tyson Fury and AJ to have a contract established, signed, and whatever. Because if the arbitration go Fury's way, why the hell you want to start a negotiation with AJ after that? If Wilder loses and he got to move on, got to that fight. I ain't got no problem with that, but you got to let the arbitration finish. It's totally legal for them to exchange contract and talk about we gonna fight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You ain't gonna hear CYP be mad about none of that. But to act as if ESPN or TMZ or Fox Sports don't have some article out saying arbitration's over, Fury free to fight AJ or fight when he wants to. Ain't none of that happening because it's not real. Relax. If you really believe it's gonna happen, just sit back and wait and see. And actually, you know what? When you interviewing dude, that was a good interview. I actually like dude now. Dude funny as hell, and I like him. He keep it real, man. I like that dude until the fight 3, I'm gonna hate him again. CYP out.
Is that Coach Myers? It is. Coach Myers, what up?
Yo.
Ain't nothing much. Another good interview. Keep it rolling. I ain't get to really hear the whole interview. I hopped on a little bit late, trying to get a question in. But keep it up, man. I get up with you in the morning with the shows, man. That's it. Keep it rolling.
All right, champ. Appreciate it. You know, talking about keep it rolling, let me check this WhatsApp, man. I still want Eddie, man. Oh, shit. Look who hit me up at 7. I ain't even see it.
Reynosos?
Nah, it's Baco from the WBO. I've been trying to get this interview, dog, for years. Hold on.
Everybody out there in the TB Vamp, make sure you smash the like button. Help the show with the visibility. You know how it is.
You know how it is.
Well, let's see. Let's see if he gets back to me, man. I mean, he just hit me, man, and I would love to interview. I've never interviewed him. I met him in Vegas, and we talked off air, but it wasn't on air. And I'm just like, I don't even know where I would start, to be real, with this WBO. Like, if we interviewed the president of W, I don't even know where I would start. I would have to really think about it. But it's an interview that I've been wanting for a while. So I hope we could get him on, man. That'll be great. Yo, listen, that's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. This was a Friday night show, you know, to get you through the night. But we be back later, tomorrow.
Everybody out there, you know what it is. Check me out. Go to my page, YouTube, Moore's House. We appreciate it. Everybody out there, I hope y'all are well and good.
I think you need to spell it for them. It's two O's, right?
Moores House.
House. Peace.
Jump over there, check it out. I appreciate it. And everybody be good, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Or I'll see you soon.